Meteor shower tonight. There goes a notification. Burner account. Billy made a video about Jimmy's burner account.
Tree. Bull. And they're walking through the field, and the chicken looks up at this tree and says, "See that tree right there? I used to be able to get to the top of that fucking tree. No problem." And the bull's like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever. I tell you what, you eat my shit. Eat a little bit of my shit every day, and within a week, you'll be at the top of that tree again." Chicken's like, whatever, but I'll try it. So the chicken starts eating his shit, and within a week, the chicken gets up to the top branch of the tree. And the farmer sees a big fat chicken sitting on the tree, cocks his shotgun, and blows his fucking brains up. Feathers go everywhere. And the moral to the story is that bullshit can get you to the top of the tree, Jimmy, but it doesn't let you stay there.
Yeah, dude, that's a good one.
And they're walking through the field, and the chicken looks...
Dude, bullshit can get you to the top of the tree, but you ain't gonna stay there for long. Fuck yeah, bro. I love it. Oh my God, Billy Valentine, that rocked. Thank you for that, buddy. Okay, we got some viewers over there on the Rumble. And, we've got, yeah, nobody's on the show, so I didn't start the show. Oh, no, we did start the show. A minute and 15 seconds in, no one's here yet. Maybe I'll refresh the chat. Yeah, let's refresh that chat. Wow, no one's here. Oh, nope, there goes 3 people. Okay, cool. All right, that's better than 0. Hello, it's better than 0. Hello. Yes, indeed. I had McDonald's
Jeff
today.
Lund.
It was my cheat day.
Cheers.
Cheat day today, man. Fucking McDonald's, a Big Mac, 2 hamburgers, 2 cheeseburgers. I only had 1 cheeseburger. Fries, a McFlurry ice cream. I did it all, a big Coca-Cola. I put the sugar in. And then I went outside, and I did so much cardio, picking up leaves off my yard, just bending over, picking them up, bending over, picking them up, bending over, picking them up, like, 300 times. So I got a little bit of guilt exercise in, which was good. Matic is up 6%. What? I don't know about all that. Is the market going up all of them? Ooh, $1.19 Matic. It's looking good. It got up to $1.22. And Bitcoin is down. It's hitting a low right now. 143 is the low. It's at 183 right now, so that's not good. Everything's falling. We got a free falling market right now, folks. Free falling, but Matic did hit a nice high just a few minutes ago. So cool. That's good. Good stuff. Jeff Lund, hello. Let's see here. Okay, we are good. All of this. Aaron Carter. Who's Aaron Carter?
Fried Drive. Afternoon.
Oh, social credit system has started in China. Billy, what's up? I just watched your video. Said Jimmy, that was really good. About the chicken in the bowl.
Jeff Lund. I very rarely drink pop, but this can of Sunkist orange tastes really good.
Yeah, I rarely drink soda either, but I'm having some right now. So, Jimmy Dore did not go live this whole weekend. No live shows. Very interesting. We'll see tomorrow what tomorrow brings. They are putting uploads from a previous show up, but he is not doing live streams. And I haven't really been monitoring his Twitter. I'm sure he's tweeting away, acting like everything's just A-okay. His followers certainly are, acting like the Emperor's wearing all of his clothes. They do that so well. You know, it reminds me of Sam Cedar's followers, too, when Jackson Hinkle just beat the shit out of him in a debate. And all of Sam Cedar's followers acted like it never happened or acted like he didn't lose. It was fucking crazy. And the amount of bargaining that you have to do in your brain is pathetic in order to try to pass something like that off on other people in the know. Just pathetic. Anyway, I got this Gorilla Glue ready to go right here. I'm ready. We'll call this one bottom of the hour late. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. We got lots of things to talk about. Should be pretty interesting. I got a few articles ready to go for you guys. Both are revisits of things I said were going to happen that are happening. And, you know, you heard it from me before you heard it from anybody else. Unless you pay attention to Jackson Hinkle or Dr. Guy McPherson. So, this first article... Well, let's do the Russia story first. And I'll put this up on screen. You guys know I'm not making it up. Kyiv is the capital of Ukraine. I had said a while back when MSM, CNN pundits and people on Twitter were trying to rub it in to people that for some reason the Russian forces seemed like they were backing out of the territory that they had just seized and then voted on and claimed was theirs. And what I said was, I don't know, winter's coming. It just seems like a strategic move. I don't think they're cutting and running like everybody wants you to think. Don't make any assumptions, and I'd be watching the fucking Capitol if I were you. Because this just seems like a strategic maneuver. You can go back and watch my shows. We talked about it plenty of times. Then the drone strikes started, and I was right about that. It was Iran. And then, and I was right about the fact that Russia was not done. That they weren't cutting and running from anything. They were just changing their strategy. And now, look at this. Ukraine-Russia war latest. Vitaly Klitschko, his name's Klitschko. Klitschko. That's his name. I'm not making it up. Tells Kyiv to make plans for evacuation. So this is the mayor of Kyiv. And he's telling everyone there, get ready to evacuate. We don't have power. Russia has taken it out. And we need to see if we could try to fix this, but we can't have you in the city because we think they're going to start shelling it or they're going to start throwing missiles in here. And that's what this article covers. It's all right here. I'll just run it through real quick. I don't have to read it to you. This just verifies, you know, the things that we covered on the show and that I told you if you were waving that blue and yellow flag, you know, you're on the wrong side. You're on imperialism side. You're on the people that started the war side. You're on NATO's side. It's the wrong side to be on. You need to oppose American imperialism no matter who's on the other end of our bombs. So let's move on to the next article, which is yet again me getting something right, telling you, you know, a long time ago, this is going to happen, get ready for it. Sure enough, climate change is speeding up. Now, where have you heard that before? Where have you heard of global climate feedback loops before? Who got you ready for this before I told you years ago this news was going to come out? And I said, you're going to see it on, you know, mainstream media and stuff, but right now you're going to only hear it from me. And you better just believe me, because I know it's true, and I'm just a guy doing this, and I'm telling you, I've looked at the science, and it's just irrefutable. Too many factors working with each other, in conjunction with each other, fueling each other, making each other exponentially worse. That's what we covered on this show. Global climate feedback loops. They're just figuring this shit out because they won't pay attention to people like Dr. Guy McPherson, who've been screaming at the top of their lungs about this. But they want to ignore people like him, call him Dr. Doom, call him a fucking quack, and say, oh, he wasn't right, he got his timeline wrong. Oh, well, he got his timeline wrong. Are his facts wrong? Is everything he said that was going to happen happening just a little slower? Well, guess what? Guess what you're saying now? Oh, things are accelerating. It's getting worse, faster. How is this possible? Because everything feeds into everything climate-wise, and it's just like pouring fuel on a fire. If the fire gets bigger, you know? And let's say you had a can of plastic fuel above a fire, and a little bit dripped out of that, and it made the fire a little bigger. The fire melted a little bit of the plastic, and more fire came, and more fuel came down on the fire. The fire got bigger, melted a little bit more of the plastic, a little bit more gasoline fell in the plastic container. Do you see how that's working? And it's getting worse, and the flame's getting bigger, and more fuel's falling on it, and eventually it's all going to burn up. You know, and the only thing that's going to be left is a big round rock. For a while. We won't be here. So at some point, you know, you can ignore me. You can ignore this. You can ignore this article right here. You can ignore what I'm telling you. Absolutely, all you want. But eventually, you're going to have to admit that I was right and that you should have paid attention sooner, and you should have started making preparations now, not when it's too late and you won't be able to do anything. I like it. Wow, it matches the coffee mug. I like it. Thank you. I really needed a hat. Thank you, Mom. I had a Big Mac and a cheeseburger and fries and a Coke and ice cream.
So you're not having dinner?
Yeah, I'll be like a bowl of cereal tonight or something.
Okay, I think I'll do ice cream.
Yeah. Can you throw what away? Yeah, I stepped on that. You know, it just never ends. Why didn't they drag a magnet around and pick all those up? Yeah, right on my toe. It's better me than the dog. I found like 4 of those things in my flip-flops at one point. Stuck into the bottom. This is great, man. This thing matches my my coffee mug. I should be having some coffee, but I'm gonna finish this.
I can one real quick.
God, she got really, really very little ice in here. It's fucking awesome. Oh, stays sweet to the end, you know? Oh. Well, here you go. Rising temperatures. 2015 and 2022 are on track to be the 8 warmest years on record. Where have you guys heard this before? Cyber Reload. I wish he was here. He would know. Oh, Nick Brown. Dirty B. He would know.
What is it?
Do what now?
I closed out Discord on accident. I come in, you said Dirty B, he would know.
I know. You would know. So tell everybody what you weren't listening to. I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now. Where have you ever heard that the last 10 years of everybody's life are going to be the hottest fucking 10 years on record? And it's going to be like that for our children and everybody else. The last 10 years will be the hottest 10 years on record. Where have you heard that before?
Here?
Yeah, do you remember who we were watching that said it?
Thunderfoot?
Yes, it was Thunderfoot. Goddamn, Nick Brown remembers. It was Thunderfoot. He's got a whole video explaining how he shows this chart right here, and he says, the last 10 years, no matter where you look, will be the hottest 10 years on record. Now look at what it says up top. The years 2015 to 2022 are on track to be the 8 warmest on record globally. So, you know, these are facts that, you know, Thunderfoot put out there, and people may have, you know, thought that Thunderfoot doesn't do his homework or doesn't actually do science or doesn't read reports or whatever. But sure enough, here's the report that went out from what was this? What was there? The World Meteorological Organization in a report at the COP27 UN Climate Summit in Egypt. Okay, so if that's not official enough for you, because fucking Thunderfoot wasn't official enough for you, now you know. It's never going to cool down, guys. It's just going to get hotter and hotter. So start getting ready for it. Look at that chart. And you remember what Steven Crowder said about this? He said that's the great pause, because there was a time when it seemed to kind of slow down a little bit, but it just sped back up again. In fact, Thunderfoot had a funny little anecdote about that with Steven Crowder. He said it was the same year Steven Crowder recorded that video. It was the same month, I think, that he recorded that video, that it was the hottest month of the hottest year on record, was when Steven Crowder recorded that fucking video. Isn't that hilarious? So, you know, Steven Crowder's a big denier, and people are going to look at that last little... You're going to look at this right here, right? And you're not going to look at all this. Oh, and you're going to completely ignore these two peaks right here. Let's ignore that too. That's 2020 and 2010, give or take. Two peaks, it looks like, around 2010 and 2020. As COP27 gets underway, our planet's sending a distress signal, said UN Chief Antonio Guterres, describing the report as a chronicle of climate chaos. Earth has warmed more than 1.1 degrees Celsius since the late 19th century, with roughly half of that increase occurring in the past 30 years, the report shows. Nearly 200 nations gathered in Egypt have set their sights on holding the rise in temperature to 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit, a goal some scientists believe is now beyond reach. Look, man, look, let's just say it. None of these assholes have any control over the global temperature. None of them are going to be able to do anything that's going to slow it down, cool it down, or affect it at all. It's just hilarious. This year is on track to be the 5th or 6th warmest ever recorded, despite the impact since 2020 of La Nina, a periodic and naturally occurring phenomenon in the Pacific that cools the atmosphere. So even with that, it's still the 5th or 6th warmest ever recorded year. So the greater the warming, the worse the impact, said WMO head Petteri Talas. Surface water in the ocean, which soaks up more than 90% of the accumulated heat from human carbon emissions, hit record high temperatures in 2021, warming especially fast during the past 20 years. Marine heat waves were also on the rise, with devastating consequences for coral reefs and the 500 million people who depend on them for food or livelihood. See, now, they're talking about different things, right? Not just one thing. They're talking about different things and how these things are going to be affecting each other, right? Overall, 55% of the ocean's surface experienced at least one marine heat wave in 2022, the report said. There's a video. Methane. Oh, okay, let's hear about methane. We talked about methane here too.
Global warming, but a new report has surfaced which suggests that methane emissions in the United Kingdom could be cut by more than 40% by the year 2030. The report, published by an environmental think tank named Green Alliance, says with the help of a raft of inexpensive policies, the country can manage to reduce its methane emissions. Methane is a greenhouse gas that has more than 80 times the global heating power of carbon dioxide. Although the government had earlier pledged to cut emissions of methane by at least 30% by 2030, the move was trumpeted by former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. After the UK joined more than 100 other countries to make the pledge at COP26 in Glasgow. But unfortunately, as of now, no specific proposals have been put forward by the government for how to make these cuts. So how exactly is the UK government going to manage to achieve this feat? In the report published by the think tank, it lists a series of low-cost measures which it says could reduce these emissions from their 2020 levels by 43%. The key to the reduction in methane levels is by bringing changes to the waste industry, by bringing forward the UK's ban on landfilling biodegradable waste to 2025, and mandating landfill operators to increase biogas capture.
Do you hear this? I have to rewind this and let you hear it again, because she sounds like such a fucking idiot when she says this. Okay. I don't know if she's quoting somebody or she's just saying this.
By 43%. The key to the reduction in methane levels is by bringing
Les
changes
Peter
to the
Guitar
waste
Jam. MOO.
Moo. Hey, Cyber.
Hey, bro. No.
Okay, so once again, what she says here is she doesn't quote anybody.
By 43%. The key to the reduction in...
You know, is she quoting someone here? Let me go back a little bit more.
Methane is a greenhouse gas that has more than 80 times the global heating power of carbon dioxide. Although the government had earlier pledged to cut emissions of methane by at least 30% by 2030, the move was trumpeted by former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. After the UK joined more than 100 other countries to make the pledge at COP26 in Glasgow. But unfortunately, as of now, no specific proposals have been put forward by the government for how to make these cuts. So how exactly is the UK government going to manage to achieve this feat? In the report published by the think tank, it lists a series of low-cost measures which it says could reduce these emissions from their 2020 levels by 43%. The key to the reduction in methane levels is by bringing changes to the waste industry, by bringing forward the UK's ban on landfilling biodegradable waste to 2025, and mandating landfill operators to increase biogas capture. The country can reduce methane emissions by 19% by 2030, and a further 9% of methane savings could come from regulating the gas industry to end methane leaks. That has been time and again urged by the International Energy Agency. Moreover, the report also urged the government to adopt measures to cut methane in the agriculture and land use sector. These sectors make up more than half of the total methane produced in the UK. The report states that by feeding dairy cows, the methane-reducing supplement, improving management of slurry, and encouraging the consumption of alternative protein, the UK could shave a further 15% of its methane emissions. And as the COP27 is over the horizon, where the UK will hand over the COP presidency to Egypt before the climate summit starts on Sunday, the environmental think tank says that the lack of action towards the climate crisis by ministers risks countries losing its reputation as a global leader in methane reductions.
Brop all day. Good afternoon.
You see, if Dr. Guy McPherson were here, he would probably say something like, "It's really nice, you know, that the government is pretending to be concerned about limiting, you know, the amount of methane that they're putting out into the atmosphere. It's just too goddamn bad that they don't realize that they are just a fucking fraction of where the methane's going to be coming from as these polar ice caps keep melting and more methane leaks show themselves. We've got a giant one out in the fucking Pacific Ocean. I don't even know if you guys know about this, but we've got methane leaks all over the planet, you know, and for this government in the UK to actually assume that if they can control some of their little fucking release of methane that they put out with all, and, you know, imagine all the money it's going to cost to do all that, and imagine all the countries that can't afford to do everything that the UK is planning on doing, which is fucking hilarious. It's not even a drop in the fucking bucket. And it's way too little, and it's way too late. So even if you were doing everything you needed to do today, it's still
King Chucky would allow
way
that.
too late. That's
As
what these
long
people
as he
don't
doesn't
understand.
have to get up.
King Chucky? I mean, we've discussed this on this show. I know that woman, she was quoting what the UK is claiming is going to reduce their... Did you hear what they said? I just want to play one little part. Just one little part. Yeah, right there. Right here. Look. Look what it says in the CC at the bottom. But unfortunately, as of now, no specific proposals
Unfortunately, as of now, no specific proposals have been put forward by
the government for how to make these cuts. How convenient is that? Oh, we're going to go to the big climb. We're all going to get on our jets and fly to the big climate fucking event in Egypt. Yeah, we're all going to get on our jets and fly to the fucking climate thing. We're going to release all this CO2 into the air so we can all be in the same room together. That's because that's so important, so that we can all sit there and act like there's something that we can do. But we're not going to do anything. In fact, we have no plan to do anything whatsoever. And what that article just said was hilarious, because she had all of that information that this moron put forth, and this is what they've done. Nothing. Now, you know, I'm not so frustrated over the fact that they haven't done anything. I'm more frustrated over the fact that they're going to be taking money from people to try to lie to them and let them think that there is something that they can do about this. You know, and that's what this is. This is a fucking scam. You're looking at a grifter right here. He's looking to make as much money for his people as he can right now. It's a big money grab. And this is another opportunity, just like war, except now it's climate. And, you know, the difference between war and climate is we could stop doing the war. We could end that. We could stop shipping weapons all over the fucking planet and stop making that our driving force here in the United States financially. But one thing we can't stop, man, is climate. You know, and these fucking cucks, they sit there with their fucking dicks in their hands, jerking off, thinking they're going to be making a fucking killing off of all the green carbon tax and all their bullshit policies they've come up with. It's not going to do a goddamn thing for this planet. There's no hope for this. And that's all you need to look at right now. None of these suggestions have been implemented at all. They don't even know how to start. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. They're all worried about immigration and Brexit and fucking building walls. Fucking idiots, and fucking sending rockets at each other. McDonald's Ubered in. Goddamn right. I didn't have to leave the comfort of my own home. 2,000 calories, easy. Maybe more. Maybe 3. 2,000, maybe 3. I burned off 1,000 of them for sure. Out there in the fucking yard today. So I'm gonna try to go through a Gorilla Glue buddy. I finished the border grass around the it's a shrubbery bed at the front of the house, the entrance. I'm assuming that it was once like that, and it just, the gardener didn't fix the sprinklers when the sprinklers went out, and all the grass just died from lack of fucking water. Sitting out in the sun all day and never getting watered at night. But the sprinklers are all dialed in now, so all that border grass is going to be getting water. And I went to right here behind this window, there's this purple plant. It's not Wandering Jew, but it's similar, and it's just, you break it right off and it just takes wherever it goes. Really pretty purple plant. These long, slender leaves. I put that, like rubbery, I put that in all the flower beds. And then next to the fountain, we've got this big, pretty, like burgundy plant that grows crazy. And I grabbed a whole bunch of those because those root fast. And I put those in those flower beds too. And then turned the sprinklers on, went through that today, made sure that was all working, and it was. And then, putting in that border grass was quite a job. I had to take a shovel and rough up the earth where I was going to be putting the grass in, so it would accept the roots, and the plants would sit down nice in there. And then I had to take the shovel and find the border grass that had been growing off of the border and back into the beds, and there was plenty of it. Plenty of border grass, man. We're like growing our own border grass. And it was just in the wrong places, and I just transplanted it. I scooped it up with the shovel, man, ripped it out of the ground, and walked over with these strips and lined it in, and now I've got this whole line of grass. It goes all the way around, and it goes all the way around, man. My mom got home and looked at it, and I was like, check it out. Got the grass all in there, man. Makes a big difference. It looked crappy the way it was. It looks so much, and it's only going to look better as that grass gets healthy. I'm going to have to put some fertilizer on it, make it really look nice. But all right, I got this bong packed at 7:10. Man, I'm slacking on the smoking. Who's trying to smoke?
I'll smoke.
Okay, Dirty Brown. Anybody else? Cyber?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, Iceman will, but he's on the phone. It's all good.
He's on the phone talking.
Hell yeah, he's a busy man. Ooh.
All right, cool. Well, I'm ready.
I am too.
Cyber?
Yeah.
No law regarding cannabis, everybody. Cheers, Cyber, Dirty Brown,
Cheers, guys.
everybody else. Cheers.
Yeah.
It's a little bitey. It's got a little bite. I don't know, man. It's like it's not harsh, but it's got a bite. I don't know how to. It's like spicy, I guess. One down is the way I would explain it.
It's a spicy taco.
Taco Tuesday is coming up.
Hell yeah.
I got 586 rumbles on my channel on Rumble. Thank you for that, guys. Feel free to click the Rumble plus sign underneath the... Oh, there's only 2 people watching. Let's refresh that. Yes, there's only 2 people watching on Rumble. That's sad and pathetic. What did I cover? Climate and what was the other thing? Russia? Why is there nobody watching on Rumble, I wonder? There's how many people watching on the show? Only 4 people watching on the show? People are losing love. They're falling out of love with me. Look at this, 3. Holy shit. Wow. Huh. Look at that. It's no good, man. 5 people watching, I guess. I guess 5 people is better than 0. Huh. It's hot as hell here right now. I got the sun blasting in here. Four people watching. We lost Brap, we lost Billy, we lost... I don't know if Cyber's still in there. Live show.
I'm here.
Jeff Lund. That's all that said hello anyway. No one said hello on Rumble.
I'm not on Rumble though. I'm on YouTube.
It's fine. You know, it's... I need to talk about today too, man. God, the fucking newspaper's crazy this morning.
Got the 3 amigos, man.
Yeah.
Iceman showed me the race car map finally. Finally got it.
I unlocked another golden skin last night
Oh,
to the Tag V.
yeah.
I thought you had to grind and grind to get them. You actually don't. They're pretty easy to get.
Yeah, it's time change messes my damn head up. Cyber, you guys have the daylight saving time crap over there too?
Yeah. We talked about getting rid of it a few years ago, but apparently a lot of countries couldn't get agreement on which hour to fucking cut it, so we still have it.
Yep. Same thing here. I thought we were supposed to stop it this past time it changed.
My God. You guys ever heard of Corey Kenshin?
Won't sound familiar.
Fucking 3.3 million views, dude. Oh my God.
Unreal. What is he, like a YouTuber or something?
Yeah, I guess. The fake futurism. Why is conservative comedy so not good? Let's watch that. I want to watch that. Watch this with me. Everybody.
Listen up, fucks. It's Cody J with another fucking episode of Loosen Up, Cucks with Cody J. Let's see what's in the news feed today, or should I call it the cuck feed? AOC Word recently condemned her do-nothing Dem cabal for ignoring what she calls a very real threat of fascism in the country. But then the Democrat responded, but if we get rid of fascism, that would make one less Democrat in this room. Gary gets it. She's the fascist. Thank you, Gary. And speaking of soy, Senator Ron Paul, look, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this.
Fried drive.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, Gary.
Not yours,
you can go
mine.
now. We'll keep in touch.
I'm
Listen,
gonna hire
we had a
a dude
meeting
to
about the
whack my
numbers, and
lawn.
then someone, I'm not going to name who, but someone who was very drunk and also has my name, suggested that we try and appeal to conservatives with, like, a conservative version of the show. You know, to prove that we're balanced and fair, TMCR, and didn't just exist in this left liberal commie bubble that a lot of people, I assume, accuse us of. I don't know. I don't read the comments. But then you sort of realize that we didn't know any conservatives to guest host. Sadly, Crowder has yet to accept my friend request. So I figured, how hard could it be? But now I'm realizing that I'm just doing like a very bad parody of conservative comedy, or not even a parody. I think we had a segment planned where I catch a bullet in my mouth. No idea why. But then when we tried to research this, we came upon a very concerning revelation. And so here's some news with a question mark, because it's a question and not really news. Oh yeah, we're doing this, home slices, various slices of homes. Sorry about your homes, but we're taking this on. And ultimately, that title card is a bit of a provocative misrepresentation of what we're really talking about. So if you'd prefer, why aren't there a lot of conservative comedians? Or rather, if you'd prefer, why aren't there a lot of famous conservative comedians today? These are all variations of the same question, depending on your personal views. You know, we welcome all kinds of people to Cody's Shody. We're very inclusive. Well, this episode is very inclusive, because this question concerns everyone. It's a bit of a conundrum, you know, something we all kind of accept, and the internet loves to write think pieces about. The stereotype being that, as it stands now, the only joke conservatives seem to have and glom onto is the old I identify as a blank bit. This meme and such. And it's the question we are being tasked with tonight. Because honestly, it shouldn't be that way. Humor isn't politically aligned, right? And to be clear, we're not talking about funny entertainers who happen to be Republicans like your Kelsey's Grammer or your David Zucker, but rather comedy that's specifically right-leaning in themes. The Jon Stewart of the right, if you will. And just to get it out of the way, there are a lot of shitty, left-leaning comics out there. You may even think I'm one of them. I don't know. I don't read the comments. But the late-night model alone seems to exclusively function by taking literally any comedian and sucking their funny force like some kind of hot mummy curse. But I don't think there's a question about how oddly one-sided political humor really is. But heck, maybe we're all wrong and biased, and conservatives are actually hilarious, and liberals just don't find them funny.
So, do you remember Newton's law? Not that Newton, this Newton. Not that Newton, this Newton. There we go. Whew. That went over really well. Isaac Newton once said that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, meaning much like my nightly massage therapist, forces always come in pairs.
Nope, it's not that. Objectively speaking, that was very bad comedy. That is, of course, Gutfeld and his opening jokes pointing out that several things are, in fact, named Newton. Followed by the line, and I'm going to directly quote him here, much like my nightly massage therapists, forces always come in pairs, as a punchline intro to a segment. And it's okay if you didn't fully understand what he said just then, because his delivery reads like someone who just learned what words are. That's definitely his first problem. See, what Gutfeld has there is a throwaway joke meant to bridge two subjects. Something you would want to say naturally and fast that isn't hard to understand. Like when I'm thanking my two massage therapists for their hard work. He's doing a casual simile, where the twist is
Big Merc
that what you're
83.
comparing says something absurd
Yo.
about yourself. An actual example of this
Yo, Big
structure
Merc.
would be saying something like, comedy is about tone and texture. Something that, much like my weird smooth balls, Greg Gutfeld lacks. The joke is that I have weird, smooth, pale little boy testicles, you see. And by setting up a comparison between Greg Gutfeld and my balls, I could further elaborate by saying something like, and also like my weird balls, Greg Gutfeld is empty inside. And so on. Look, it's not perfect, but my point is that I'm giving your brain something that's easy to digest. Like my weird balls! The problem with Gutfeld's joke is that he wanted to land on the phrase, forces always come in pairs. So the natural joke writing instinct would be to take one of the words and give it a double meaning, something like, much like a Sith and apprentice, forces always come in pairs. Or perhaps, much like a fruit fetishist, forces always come in pairs. See? Words are neat. But Greg actually does the opposite of this, creating a simile that makes your brain have to work backwards to understand it. A massage therapist, when doing a massage, presses and rubs on muscles that a fucking alien might perhaps define as a force. He's saying his massage, or his force, comes in pairs, like his nightly massage therapists. So what he's ultimately saying is just, I get a massage from two people every night, as his ultimate joke. And that's the ending problem, which is that the final observation being made isn't creative or absurd or funny or an observation or unexpected, but rather confusing. Why do you have two? So your brain is left searching for something it might have missed, and you find yourself repeating the joke in your mind several times to understand it, ultimately getting disappointed at the result. I probably didn't need to break it down that much, but I wanted to, because I wanted to explain why it's fundamentally bad. Gutfeld is a fundamentally bad comedian, made worse by his weird, cruel confidence and that weird, half tone he's doing where he starts up here and then kind of eats the rest of it. He's doing like Colbert or something, I don't know. Not to mention that this whole segment turns out to be about how he's going to buy a gun because he's scared of crime, and how we should all be scared too, because the Democrats are planning to destroy the country by purposefully allowing crime?
Law-abiding people actually will abide by the laws that are made, and criminals, they won't. They're criminals. So today's lawmakers just make it easier for themselves by making shoplifting and retail theft, car chases, and assault unworthy of arrest. It's all part of a greater mission to remake society into something new by destroying it first. And what does
Cheers
that do?
to you, my friend. I'm
Well,
gonna
Newton also
get out of
said,
here, you
what
guys.
goes
Thanks
up
for watching.
must come down.
I hope you
the more
had
the
fun.
Dems and the media try to reduce...
I got to go. I love y'all. I will see you on the next show tonight. I guess, I don't know, man. It's such a bad turnout for this one, man. So I don't know when the next show will be, but come on over to
Big Merc 83.
Twitter. I'm
Cheers.
at Nays Garden. I'll see you guys over there. All right. Bye, guys.